So welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is NRL from the Sidelines, except we are missing someone. Tom is not here.
I was going to say, it's who?
It's Tom.
Steve and Brian from the Sidelines.
Steve and Brian from the Sidelines. Actually, that's the point. I've got to stop saying NRL from the Sidelines because we're not. We're just from the Sidelines.
Yep.
Because from the Sidelines.
Yeah.
But sadly, we don't have our friend Tom here today. He, as you saw last week, he had a broken arm. I think Felice hit him a little bit too hard the last couple of weeks. And he's struggling a little bit tonight, so he's not going to be here. He has sent his apologies and said he misses everybody. And wishes he could be here to say just how much he's looking forward to South playing the Roosters on the weekend.
Do we get to put in his tips for him?
I think we'll speak about that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Okay,
I have no problem.
That's the fun part.
That's right. So listen,
right.
We're going to talk about, as we do, we're going to talk about the round that's just been played, which was round 2. Wow, the season's getting away from us. So last week, Thursday night, Panthers narrowly defeated the Bunnies 16-10. Brian, what did you think of the game?
This was so long ago.
I know, it feels like it, doesn't it?
What did I think of the game? I thought it was a good game, high quality, lots of high quality, lots of good play. I'm surprised by the scoreline. I actually thought I'd pick the Bunnies, and at halftime when I jumped into my tips, I went, "Oh, I picked the Panthers. That's a pleasant surprise." But in saying that, yeah, you shouldn't cast stones at a team like the Panthers because they're going to come back and bite you.
I was only a windscreen. That's all it was.
It was a big rock. It was a big rock that he wanted to hurl.
So I want to talk about a couple of things in that game.
Yep.
Just before half-time,
Yeah.
Penrith made a break down the sideline from a knock-on. A blatant knock-on that wasn't looked at the right angle, and then they let it get away. It was a knock-on. Every day of the week it was a knock-on.
Please.
Should never been scored. There was another time... It sounds like I'm picking on Penrith, but I'm really not. Well, I am, actually. There was another time where Nathan Cleary knocked the ball out of Burgess's hand, I think it was.
No,
and you saw the...
No.
I want you to look at the fingers. Look at the fingers. They don't do this.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He doesn't do this when he's getting up. Let me tell you.
Oh, no. This is going to knock the ball out of a front rower's hand. Hey, please.
It is a front rower. They're not holding it tight.
It is a Burgess. It is a Burgess too.
Trust me, it did it.
I thought, you know what? You're probably right. The 50-50 calls went the Panthers' ways.
I'm 100% right. But I got to... I am, all the time. But I got to say, from the kickoff, Penrith seemed to have their measure. They were playing better, they were playing faster.
Yep.
South seemed almost like they've done it with Penrith before. It's almost like deer in the headlights stuff. Penrith are coming at them, they don't really seem to know what to do, and they struggle.
I don't know. I think the Panthers had to be fired up. You can't be the minor premiers, the last year's premiers, and then lose the World Club Challenge at home, lose the opening round at home, and then lose the second round at home.
Yeah, I don't.
That was insane. They had to come good.
Yeah, and I always thought they would. I was surprised. I thought the Bunnies should have played better, but anyway, good luck to Penrith. Parramatta Eels 26 were defeated by Cronulla 30 in a game that was it changed the lead quite often.
Yeah.
I like this game. I thought it was good.
Tell me what you thought of this game then, Steve.
Well, no,
I don't know whether I can because I'm biased, apparently.
Against who, Brian?
Well, apparently I'm biased against Parramatta.
You?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Who would ever say that?
I don't know.
Who wouldn't say that?
Our many listeners out there, apparently.
Our many listeners, that's right.
And I've been very restrained on this with Parramatta losing 2 in a row.
It's only 2 in a row. No, look, I thought this was an excellent game. I thought Parramatta should have won. I thought they...
that's a big call.
They had enough. I think there was at one stage they were 10 points in front of something. And honestly, I thought they should have hung on.
Matt Moylan masterclass.
Yeah, without doubt.
When he plays like that, he's just sensational. He's just such a gifted footballer.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that aspect of the game. Just curious as to... we won't blame anyone for dropping balls and doing things like that, will we?
Well, unless they're flicked out. Then... Why? Who are you talking about?
Oh, just no. I don't want to criticise any particular player who's doing a better job than I ever would.
Any player would be doing a better job than you ever would. Okay.
It's a secret.
Secret, yeah, I know. Okay, Suncorp Stadium. Brisbane Broncos 28, North Queensland 16. Broncos now 2 in a row.
Geez, how good was Reece Walsh?
Yeah, wasn't he superb from fullback? Unbelievable.
Yeah, I must admit, there's been a bit of talk this week about players that have made a debut for a club that have had a better impact.
Not a lot.
There's none. He was sensational. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
It just, speed, skill, just amazing.
And I think it shows just what he was the best player every game with the Warriors last year.
Yep.
Without doubt.
Yep.
So now it just shows what he can do with a good team behind him.
Yeah.
When his forwards are moving forward and all that
Yep.
sort of stuff. I thought he was excellent.
Yeah. Ezra Mam was good too.
Yep.
He's kind of growing into that position.
Yep.
I thought he was okay last year. This year he's been exceptional.
Where do you rate the Cowboys?
It's hard to say. I think we're going to find out a little bit more this week without Scott Drinkwater.
What did you think of that tackle?
Yeah, you can't. That was just, yeah.
I thought it was bad luck. I thought, because he's running across, the player pivots, he tries to stop.
Yeah.
And look,
I know, but yeah, look, the consequences of it were bad. You can't hit a bloke in the head. I can't remember how many weeks he got, but yeah, it's probably fitting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Two minds. I think there are a lot worse hits on the weekend.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
I think the Sualli hit, which we'll talk about later.
We'll get to that in a minute, yeah. Yeah, you're right, that was worse.
But you know what? And we'll talk about the Sullivan one later, which was... I don't even know why he was sent to the bin. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't see... I thought that was more accident.
And did you know, just fun fact...
Fun fact?
The Broncos, how many times do they play in Sydney from here on in?
How many?
Just take a guess.
From here on into the end of the year?
Yeah.
Well, there's 25 games to go,
Yeah.
so I presume they'll play 7 or 8. How many? 2. 2 games.
They've got 2 games
5 weeks
in Sydney. That's not fair. That is not fair.
But hang on.
Yep.
But they must only have, let's say, 25 weeks, 12 home games, 13 home games.
Yeah.
So the others, where are the others? Oh, they must be going to Melbourne. They must be, okay.
So it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
So be it.
Allianz Stadium, Sydney Roosters 20, Warriors 12. And the headline on the NRL website this week was Red Hot Roosters. I've got to say, if that's the Red Hot Roosters, there's a problem.
Oh, man, they were bad. The Warriors were just worse.
Yeah.
This was a game of no great heights.
No, it really didn't reach anything, did it?
I look, you talk to Roosters fans, and they're like, oh, we're slow starters.
Yeah.
You look at that team, and you go, okay, even if you're slow starters, it's star-studded.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, in all fairness, they do have a few stars sitting on the sidelines.
Oh, yeah, but that just means they just go out and buy another State of Origin player. It's all right. It's the Roosters.
Which they did this week, but that's another story.
I don't know. So you wanted to talk about the Sualli hit?
Yeah. And I guess, look, you know, I listen to everyone scream consistency, and I don't think it's possible. I truly don't.
No.
But I think it's justified that if you look at each incident on its own measure, and you say, okay, here's a player who the ball had passed, he hit him late, he hit him hard, he hit him in the back.
Yep.
Now, hard shouldn't be a problem, but late and in the back,
Yep.
when the player's relaxed because he's passed the ball, not expecting to be hit,
Yep.
and they get a penalty and Sualli gets a slap on the wrist fine.
Yep. Yeah, and it is a tiny little fine too.
$3,000 isn't going to hurt him at all.
No. And depending on the Roosters' salary cap, it's either his entire yearly pay or, I don't know, or half a week,
or a couple of minutes.
And the player that he hit is now not fit for this week. So you tell me. I don't think that that's fair.
Yeah, we've argued before about whether you should be able to take a player injury into account, and no. I don't think you can.
Well, I don't think you can, but it just goes to show that hit wasn't soft. Like, he didn't just give him a shove. He hit him hard in the back after he'd passed the ball. You can't tackle a bloke without the ball. It's not gridiron.
No, it was bad, and it's a bad look for the game when he only gets a $3,000 fine considering he's earning $900,000 or something.
Agree. How much?
900,000? No, sorry, 750 as far as they're concerned.
Well, no. Well, didn't Souths offer him 900 and he signed with the Roosters for 600 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, right.
As you do. Because you want to play in a winning team.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The Warriors?
The Warriors, at this point, so this is, we're round 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 games in. The Warriors, at this point, are the worst team in the comp.
Hang on, we haven't talked about Tigers yet.
At this point. They just seem disinterested.
Yeah.
There's 4 or 5 players in that team who are giving it 100%.
Yep.
And then the rest of them just... They don't play the whistle. They don't run hard. There are a couple of times there where if it was any other team, I think even the Tigers, the Warriors have picked up the ball. I can't remember the center's name. Braden Williami picked up the ball.
Yep.
No one in front of him, and he picked up the ball and he looked around, and he waited to be tackled. Why?
Yeah.
There's no desperation. There was no energy. There was no enthusiasm. I think they've got some... I don't know what the problem is.
All right, let's go on to the next game at KO Stadium. The world beaters, Dolphins, 20, defeated the Canberra Raiders, 14. I got to say, I'm liking what I'm seeing at the Dolphins at the moment.
They're not doing anything fancy.
No, but they're just hanging in games and they're trying hard. And everyone said, without marquee players, they won't do any good. And you know what? It's 2 games and they might still not do any good. But they're showing a bit of heart. They're showing more heart than what the Tigers seem to be doing, or the Warriors.
Yep.
They're in the games.
They're competing. They're competing. And I've been thinking about this no stars. They've got some really handy players, though.
Oh, they've got some handy players. Yeah.
It's not as though there's no one there.
They don't. I guess what they're saying is they don't have the elite. They don't have a Munster. They don't have a Moses. They don't have a Reynolds. They have, and let's face it, O'Sullivan, who came in as halfback, is their number 1 halfback, was the reserve grade halfback at Penrith under Cleary.
True.
So, but you know what, they're doing well. And you know what, they lost O'Sullivan on that ridiculous sin bin last week. So down to 12 players.
Yep.
And they still won the game.
Absolutely.
And they won it on a try. They didn't win it on a quick field goal. They won it on a try.
And the Raiders were working hard.
They were. Do you see the Raiders doing much this year?
I had them in my 8, so I hope they pick it up.
Oh, dear. All right.
Anyway, yep.
Let's move on to Bulldogs 26, Melbourne Storm 12. Did you see Craig Bellamy go for it at the halftime?
He had to.
It didn't work. Usually it works. Something didn't work.
I was watching this game, and when the Bulldogs got up to, I don't think it was 20-0, I've sent a message to Steve and Tom and I've said, "Are you watching this? This is insane." It was unfathomable.
Yes.
That the Bulldogs, who were lapped last week, had put 20 unanswered points on the Storm. Just not fathomable.
Yeah. Lapped by the Sea Eagles, by the way.
I wasn't going to mention that, but yes. And they kept going.
Yeah.
And they kept competing. And the Storm tries were Nelson crashing over.
Yep.
And he's a freight train.
Yep.
And Jerome Hughes just took advantage of, a little bit of footwork. But it was, they went left, they went right, they went through the middle. There was nothing that they couldn't do.
Yep.
It was like they were playing a reserve, a reserve grade side. Now, the problem is this. Have you seen the Storm injury list? It is
a lot.
Significant.
Yeah, it's big.
They have 13 first graders out. 13 sitting on the sidelines at the moment.
But you know what? If our friend Tom was here,
yep,
he would be saying last year or the year before, they were going through the same thing and they were still winning games.
Yep.
And on the edge of the 8.
Yeah, but the Storm were also raided.
Yeah.
They lost all of those players at the Dolphins that we're talking about. Their experience, they just keep going.
And then Brandon Smith to the Roosters.
They all came from the Storm. So what do they do?
Is this going to be the year the Storm do not make the 8?
Well, I had him in my top 4.
So do I.
No, look, I think, I think they'll be a vastly different team next week. When Munster comes back, they will lift again.
Yep.
And as the players start to return, they'll continue on their winning ways.
Okay. So we're 2 rounds in. You expect to see teams performing at the highest level, desperately trying to win a game. Have you seen a worse game than the Knights and the Tigers, where the Knights run 14-12? I'm sorry.
Wow.
I got a feel for both clubs and both supporters because Knights won, but Knights had Ponga out, in the first
minute and a half.
Couple of minutes. They lost a player to sin bin.
Jaden Brayley was out after a short amount of time.
So you could understand where they probably don't play well.
Oh,
but the Tigers had every opportunity to win this game. Every opportunity.
They were woeful. Just I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand. And you look at the Tigers team on paper and they look capable.
It is not a bad team on paper.
They look capable. And you got blokes like Papali, who came across from Parramatta, and last year he was probably the best second rower in the comp.
Yep.
He was damaging, quick hands, the footwork, just defense work rate was amazing.
Yep.
Man, he looks average.
Yep.
Whatever they're doing at the Tigers is not working.
It's not working. You have Coruscant up front who looks like no one's supporting him.
Yep.
He just isn't getting any help at all.
Yep.
I don't know where they go. I truly, let's face it, it's only up from here because they can't go down any lower.
Man, that team it's not bad.
No.
Dane Laurie,
he's
a handy fullback. Nofaluma and Charlie Staines, well,
Norfaluma's good. Staines is not bad.
Brent Naden, Tommy Talau. Then you got Dewey and Brooks and the forward pack. So, what's his name? Stefano.
Yeah, him.
I'm not going to even try.
Yeah, Tom's not here. We'll try.
Clemmer, Papali, Kapawa, Joe Offengawi, like Alex Twal. They've got these. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I was a Tigers fan, I would be angry. I heard a comment this morning. No, I'm still on the Tigers rickshaw this year. Not the bus, the rickshaw. And the comment made was, but so are all the Tigers players. They're all sitting and no one's pulling. They were terrible.
Okay, St. George 32, Titans 18. I got to say, I was impressed with St. George. I thought their attack was fast. They had players in motion.
Yep.
They really seem to be, and I don't think they're going to be world beaters, but I got to say that I thought that was their best game. We saw them playing the Charity Shield and they were horrible.
Oh yeah.
I think that was their best game in the last couple of years, to be honest with you.
Well, Little was exceptional. Yep. Hunt was his usual self. and Sloan was exceptional.
Yep.
There's three of their spine that is firing like nothing else.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know where the Titans go from there. Because they scrapped together a win against the Tigers last week.
Yep.
And now, well, there are a lot of people picking the Dragons for the spoon. A lot.
There are.
And they were average.
Okay.
Very average.
So this week, Nathan Brown has decided he leaves Parramatta and goes to the Roosters.
Yeah. Yes, he did decide that.
He did. Now, I don't want to pick on the Roosters, but Tom's not here, so let's.
Yep. Yeah, let's pick on the Roosters.
Well, how can they then just keep picking up other players?
Well, they will say, Steve.
Yes.
Let me be a Roosters supporter for a minute.
Please do that.
Oh, but he's on 750 at Parramatta, so they're paying 700,000 for him, and we're only paying 50.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that works.
I know that.
If that's the truth, then I guess that works.
Can I just say, at the start of the year, the Roosters were whinging about having an outside back problem.
Yep.
So they went and bought the English international, Dominic Young. And they wanted him this year.
Yes.
And the reason they wouldn't give him up was because Newcastle had identified a couple of forwards that they might be interested in.
Yep.
My real question is, why didn't you just let him go? Why didn't you let him go, Roosters? Because you're not giving the young blokes a chance anyway. They wanted blokes that aren't in first grade, and you won't play them in first grade. You go and buy Nathan Brown. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I find it very strange. Well, and look, no knock on Nathan Brown, because I like Nathan Brown.
Same.
I was disappointed when he left South to go to Parramatta, and I would have loved South to pick him up. And I think he'd be a good buy for any team.
Oh, absolutely.
But it just seems odd that the Roosters don't seem to want to promote from within. They just want to keep buying and buying and buying. And I don't know how. I know they'll say, well, they can do it under the cap because they do this and this. But I don't get it.
Best salary cap management. Yeah, and while we're talking about the Roosters... Steve, you're a South supporter.
Can you tell?
Yeah,
hang on, there you go.
Steve, if you were wanting to go to the game this week, how much would it cost you?
Sadly, if I wanted to go to the South Roosters game this week, I probably couldn't afford it. It's $90 for a Category 1 ticket.
Unbelievable.
For a round 3 game.
Against a team
It's not a semi. It's not...
Against teams that have won one and lost one. What is going on with the Roosters?
Well, no. I think the Roosters are probably being very smart. They're trying to limit the amount of South supporters that they can get there. You know what? I think it's smart. But you know what? It can work both ways.
I think they might be passing the hat around for Nathan Brown.
They could be too. But you know what? Hey, what if South now said, well, that's fine. But when it comes back to our game next time, it's $110 for Roosters supporters.
Yep. You know what else I heard? You're better off than St George supporters.
Why?
Because their Anzac Day clash.
Yeah.
They charge $110 for St George supporters.
Well, see, that's wrong.
That's a rot. It's 100% rot. What the heck is going on?
It's price gouging.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Mate, I wonder whether Nick Politis is running the service stations across the world. Anyway.
Do we really want to get to the point where we're just doing standard... and look, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
But it's just a normal game. And charging people $90 for a ticket. That's for one person. You want to bring your partner or your mate, there's $180.
Or your kids.
You still haven't bought a pie or a drink or anything else.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
So, I know.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I truly do not get it.
Mum, dad and 2 kids, buying food there, you're out $500.
Yep.
That's just ridiculous. It's a game of footy.
But it's their home.
Ugh.
It's their home. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, look, let's move on to round 3. Because we have to. Thursday night, 4 Pines Park, which I believe is getting a renovation sometime in the next 20 years.
Another reno, yeah.
Another reno. Yep. Manly Sea Eagles against Parramatta Eels. This should be a good game. This is one of those rivalry games like South and the Roosters.
Yeah. I wonder how much... it's already sold out. It's already sold out. It was sold out 3 days ago.
So obviously Manly haven't gouged the prices for Parramatta supporters since it's already sold out.
Well, why would we do that?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Like, isn't it better to have a full stadium?
Yes, it is. I agree with you.
Okay. Your tip, Steve?
You know what? I'm actually going to go the Manly Sea Eagles.
I would think that would be the smart thing to do.
What do you reckon Tom's going to do?
Well, Tom says he's not biased, but he's picking Parramatta.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be.
You know, he's picking Parramatta because they've lost 2.
Yeah.
And Manly have had a bye.
Yeah.
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 That's what he's doing.
Okay. I get that. Okay, McDonald Jones Stadium on Friday night at 6 o'clock. Knights against the Dolphins.
The Knights can't win this.
It's a home game for them.
There's no Ponga. There's no Blake Brayley. They can't win this. They're very average. And without their 2 best players, they can't win this.
Okay, so you're on Dolphins.
For the first time all year, so they'll probably lose.
I'll go Dolphins again for the first time this year, and let's say Tom would as well. I think Tom would probably go.
Yeah,
Dolphins.
he'd have to, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Okay, next game on Friday night: Sydney Roosters against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. All week, people have been talking about what they called Sin Bin Sunday. 7 sin bins in the last time they played. The Roosters are trying to play this down. South is saying, yeah, bring it on. We'll have some fun again. What's your tip?
If you were going to go on form, you'd have to go the Rabbitohs. The Roosters are playing terribly.
But this is the game where they can be played back into form.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I'm hoping not. I'm going to go Bunnies, of course. But what do you think Tom will do? Roosters or Rabbitohs?
Tom,
he'd be torn, wouldn't he?
He'd be torn because secretly he does love the Rabbitohs.
Oh, I know he does.
Like he comes in here and talks the Roosters up, but we know he loves the Rabbitohs.
Second team, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, he'd probably pick Roosters, but it'd be by the smallest of margins. Gold Coast Titans and Melbourne Storm on Saturday afternoon. Personally, I think even a weakened Melbourne Storm should be able to beat the Titans.
I'm going Titans.
Are you really?
I'm not picking the Storm again until Munster's back.
Wow. Okay.
Because it only takes... So, because at the moment, all the Storm attack just comes from Hughes.
Yep.
Hughes and Grant.
Yep.
They can only go the one way. Surely the Titans will shut that down. Surely. I mean, they were terrible against the Dragons, but surely at home they can shut down Hughes.
I'm going Storm. You're going Titans. Okay. Tom will go probably Storm, I would think.
Yeah, Tom.
North Queensland and the Warriors on Saturday afternoon, 5:30.
The Warriors won't win.
No, North Queensland will win.
Yep.
Tom?
Yeah, Tom's
North Queensland.
Yeah, Tom's North Queensland too.
Yeah. Suncorp Stadium on Saturday night, Broncos and St George Illawarra.
Well, at least it's not a Friday game for the Bronx.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I want the Dragons to win.
But you won't be tipping them.
No. I want the Dragons to win.
Why?
I don't like the Broncos. I like them less than the Dragons. And I don't like the Dragons.
Okay, I'm on the Broncos.
Yeah, so's Tom.
Yeah. Bulldogs and Tigers on Sunday afternoon. Bulldogs in a canter.
There is, on what we've seen this year, there is no way the Tigers should be able to win.
Should be able to win.
No. And now Dane Laurie's out and Charlie Staines is at fullback. I can't see... No. Dogs.
No. Yeah, dogs all right. Raiders and Sharks. It should be a good game, actually, on Sunday night.
The Raiders keep letting me down. I've picked them twice now. And I picked Parramatta to beat the Sharks.
I think the Sharks are going to win this one easy, but...
I don't think it's going to be easy. Not in Canberra. So yes, I'm thinking I will go Sharks.
Okay. So now that we've just gone through our tips,
Yep.
nobody listened to us.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, hell no. Don't do
Because
it.
I'm sitting in 18th spot, Tom's sitting in 16th spot, and Brian's in 15th spot.
Oh, really? I'm ahead of you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But we're all three are sitting on 16 points.
Yeah, cool.
But it's only on for and against your head. Keenaz screaming away on 26.
Oh, how does he do it?
I don't know. Do you give him tips or something? No, you couldn't have, looking at where you are. Bradley's on 26, but he's used his joker, so
Ooh.
it's only downhill over there from him.
Yep.
Then Amigo Panthera on 20, Bronco Darren 76 on 20, Wai Hung Rabido on 20, McRoosters on 20, and Caesar on 20. How are they on 20? I don't know how they do this. I truly don't.
I don't know. Far out. You think we'd be better at this?
I think so. And look, I haven't even looked at the.
I'm
have
just.
you got the?
I'm pulling it up now. You know what my problem is? I'm in too many of these Super League comps. Hang on, let me just jump
I got to tell you,
across.
on the public one that I'm in, I'm top of the table.
They must be pretty average.
It must be bad. I am on top of the table. I can't win a game in ours, but I'm on top of the table.
We have in our Super League comp 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 undefeated teams. Saints.
Yep.
Blue and Gold Legend.
Yep.
Good on you, Steve. The Immortals. Hayden. Me.
Oh,
Go
you.
the McManleys. And
Go and say it.
Tom. How is Tom undefeated? His team's hopeless.
Well, it can't be that bad. He is the equivalent of the Dolphins.
I don't. Yeah, we've got a couple of people. Sally, put your team together properly, will ya? Far out.
Yeah, come on, Sally. Come on.
Yeah, and I'm going to give poor old Zach, who's the other SS Rabbitohs. Far out, you Rabbitohs fans. How unimaginative. I'm going to give Zach a little bit of a hand.
Excuse, that's my initials. You haven't worked that out yet, have you? You have not worked that out.
Yeah.
In all the years, you haven't worked out that's actually my initials.
Yeah, of course I've worked it out. I just didn't consider it in front of Rabbitohs. No wonder you're upset with Zach going SS Rabbitohs.
Yeah, you stole my name. Stole my name.
Oh, my
All right,
goodness.
anything intelligent running the show with?
I have a bold prediction.
Ooh.
I have a bold prediction.
Go for it.
I think the Tigers will get the spoon. Back-to-back spoons.
I think you're right. I'm not sure that's a bold prediction the way they've played the first two games.
All right, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, okay.
And hopefully at the end of this round, Parramatta will be 0-3.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for watching. This is From the Sidelines with Tom, Brian and Steve. And as we say, you can view us on Facebook, you can view us on YouTube, and you can listen to us on podcast on Spotify. Look up From the Sidelines and we are there. So you can listen to us on the way to work. You can don't watch us on the way to work, but listen to us on the way to work.
Don't watch us at all. We're pretty average.
Don't say that. We're supposed to sound professional.
What, you think you're an attractive man?
My wife loves me, I think. Thanks for watching. See you all again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.